Hello, my name is JR Tallman. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a NetSuite script through ChatGPT. Now, you don't need to be an expert in creating scripts in NetSuite, as ChatGPT will basically do all the work for you. The example that I want to run through is a bulk deletion of records within NetSuite. Now, this could be transactions or entity records, which I'm about to show you, but this will basically work on any type of record. So before going into ChatGPT, I want to identify the list of items that I want to delete and create a saved search that includes those list of items. So I'm going to be working with vendors in NetSuite to delete. So this is going to be underneath list relationship vendors. And what I've done is I've created two test vendors here that I want to mass delete with my script that ChatGPT will create. So I've named this vendor 123 and vendor 1234. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a saved search that identifies all of these vendors or the transactions if you're working with transactions to mass delete. So I'm going to create a saved search underneath reports, saved searches, all saved searches, and new. And I'm going to create a vendor saved search. And again, if you want to mass delete transactions, that's fine. You could go ahead and use a transaction saved search. So I'm going to call this vendors to delete. I'm going to make this public, and then I'm going to identify the vendors that I want to delete within the script that ChatGPT will create in just a moment. So I'm going to say the name contains vendor 123. Perfect. So name contains 123, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Run. And when I click Save and Run, it will list those two vendors out here for me. Now what's important to note is if I go back to my list of saved searches, the actual saved search ID for this is custom search 30. I'm going to tell ChatGPT to create a scheduled saved search that will delete all records within this search ID. So it's important to note this ID once we get to ChatGPT. All right, so let's go ahead and go to ChatGPT. And once in ChatGPT, I'm going to go ahead and give it my prompt to create a scheduled saved search and delete the scheduled saved search based on that ID. So as you can see, my prompt is, can you please create me a scheduled script that will delete vendors in NetSuite based on a saved search? The search ID is that custom search 30. I'm just going to give it to ChatGPT, and away it goes. It's basically giving me the code, as you can see on demand here, which is the JavaScript code. Again, I don't need to write this or be an expert in JavaScript. All I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy this code that you can see, this JavaScript code, and I'm going to paste this into an online editor so I can save that as a JavaScript file. All right, so I copied this code, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to an online editor, which is called JSEditor. Feel free to find this online, jseditor.io, or a quick Google search. And what you can do is you can hover over to the JavaScript subtab here, remove what is default there, and simply copy that code that you saw in ChatGPT into this area. Now once it's copied here, I can go ahead and download this as a zip file, and it will be copied into my download files as a zip file, and you can unzip that and make sure that we have the JavaScript ready to upload to NetSuite. All right, so let's go back into NetSuite here with my saved search. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply go to Customization, Scripting, Scripts, and New. And from here, we're going to upload that script file with the little plus icon. All right, so once you click on the plus icon, you can go ahead and select that file with the choose file. And if you use the JSEditor and you didn't do any saving with a different name, it's going to be called app.js. What we're going to want to do is going to rename that file name up here, and I'm going to call this delete vendors scheduled script.js. So I'm renaming this from that app.js, so it's important to make sure that the file name is correct up here. I'm going to go ahead and click save here and click on create script record once that has been saved. And for my name, I'm going to give it the same name. I won't use the .js, and I'm going to click on Save here. You could fill out the other information at the top if you wanted to, but that's not required. Simply the name is fine once you upload the file. Now, once you have uploaded the file, we need to deploy this and actually execute this and see if it runs correctly. And to do that, we're going to click on the Deploy Script button at the top of the page. And what we're going to do here, since it's a one-time event, is we're going to keep the title the same. That's fine. The status is not scheduled, which is okay because this is going to be a one-time event. We're not going to be scheduling this to delete every hour, a weekly, monthly, or yearly event. We're simply just going to go ahead and save this script deployment. Now to execute this as a one-time off script deployment, we're going to simply click on Edit here, and we're going to click on Save and Execute underneath that drop-down arrow. What this will do is it will now execute that one-time execution of the script that ChatGPT gave us, and hopefully this will go from pending to completed. Perfect. So the status you can see is complete. It did not fail. If it failed, you can put the prompt back in ChatGPT. If you go to Custom Deployment 1, you can look at the execution log and give the any error here back to ChatGPT to see if you might need to modify the script, etc. But if I go back to this list, it says complete. And then, since we had 2 records within that saved search, I can simply go back to list, relationships, and vendors. And those 2 vendors that I had identified are simply deleted. Now, again, I could do this for a ton of transactions or a ton of vendors, customers, whatever it may need to be. This was just a simple exercise in making sure that the script would work based on that saved search that I had identified within NetSuite. If I want this to run at any time in the future, I can just simply go back to that saved search, click on save and execute, and it will run on demand. So again, I didn't do anything manually. I simply went into ChatGPT, gave it the prompt, and it gave me out the JavaScript that I needed to save and upload to NetSuite. Certainly use ChatGPT where you can. Sometimes it doesn't give best feedback, but if you work with it, it will certainly give you a starting place to execute your scripts. I hope you enjoyed this video and feel free to comment, like, and subscribe moving forward. Thank you.